The last book by Sir Terry Pratchett, the best-selling fantasy author who died earlier this year, goes on sale at midnight tonight. The bookshops will be open and fans are already gathering. Among them is our arts editor, Will Gompertz. Will.
I am Clive, and actually the queue already at 10:30 or nearly 10:30 is snaking back hundreds of metres behind me, and it's full of witches and druids and elves and basically Discworld, Terry Pratchett superfans, three of whom are with me here. I assume you're a super fan given the way you're dressed.
Yeah, I think so. I think we call that.
For people who don't know about Terry Pratchett's writing and who don't know about the Discworld he's created, what is it that sort of enchants you so?
It's the depth of the characters. It's more than a flat world on top of elephants, on top of the turtles. It's a mirror of our own world. So Terry, where he's writing funny jokes, he's also writing about social comedy, social things. He's writing about war. He's writing about fiction. He's writing about equal women's rights.
So I'm going to just cut you off there because I just wanted to speak to. You look very wicked over there. What do you hope? I've got the book. What are you hoping to find in it? What would be your dream scenario?
I'd like it as a showdown between my character, Queen of the Elves, and Tiffany over there. I think that Tiffany will probably take over Granny's crown as the best and strongest witch, so that's what I'm hoping to find.
Well, you'll find out in about an hour and a half. If you were watching the news now, you'd know how the first chapter starts.
It was one of those days that you put away and remember.
So starts Terry Pratchett's posthumously published last novel, The Shepherd's Crown.
High on the downs above her parents' farm, Tiffany Aching felt as though she could see to the end of the world.
It is a final instalment in his hugely popular and internationally successful Discworld series. He died while the novel was still being worked on, which had a profound effect on how its illustrator originally portrayed Tiffany Aching, the book's witch-in-waiting protagonist. Let's have a little look at the front cover, if we could.
Sure.
Which started off rather differently than the way it ended.
It did, yes. I still got the original drawing here. I was busy working on it, and unfortunately Terry passed whilst I was working on it, and obviously that influenced the work that I was doing.
I can see that because the way the image finishes on the front cover, she's reasonably cheerful and sprightly, but here she's clearly very sad.
She's very sombre.
His father, I'm having difficulty with getting away from the shadows.
The author announced he had Alzheimer's disease in 2007 and became increasingly reliant on his assistant, Rob Wilkins.
This is Terry's shepherd's hut.
Okay, and what happened in the shepherd's hut?
We would spend a long time down here just discussing the stories, discussing the words, discussing the world, his world in general.
So this was a creative space?
Tiffany Aching was born in this house.
Rob, how difficult was this final book to complete?
It was a hard book to complete because Terry's health was declining in the last year.
You say in a short text at the end of the book that this novel isn't in a way finished in the sort of form that Terry Pratchett might have finished an earlier novel.
Absolutely. It was still a live novel and Terry died during that process, so he wasn't able to polish it quite as he liked, and there was a few ideas that he would have loved to have followed up on, and he never got the opportunity.
So what would you say, sort of 80% there?
Slightly more than that.
Not quite finished then, but this novel does have a beginning, middle and end, and all the hallmarks of a Discworld book with a fantastical cast of characters, subtle digs at city slickers, plenty of comic asides, and a plot twist or two. Will Gompertz, BBC News.